So while the jury is out on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is one of the best phones on the market. But how do these devices stack up? Let's get into it and see which is right for you. If you like this kind of comparison between Pixel and other devices out there, then hit subscribe to be part of one of the growing Android-focused communities on YouTube. We'd definitely love to have you. Hit the join button if you want to be an Ultra legend and get all kinds of goodies and a peek behind the curtain now and again too. So both of these phones are premium in their build, but I think they differ quite a lot in their style. The Pixel 9 Pro XL features a mostly flat aluminium build with a distinctive eye-catching camera visor that really does stand out from the crowd. We all know that the boxy iPhone look has made the jump across the Pixels this year, but it's less sharp and definitely more comfortable in the hand than Cupertino's well-crafted contraption. On the other side of the fence, we have the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which features yet another tried and tested iterative design. The 4-camera design has remained consistent over the years, and while it does have flat sides top and bottom, the side rails are slightly softened here with minor curves making them more comfortable. It's also made from titanium, which feels quite different to the glossy aluminium frame of that Pixel 9 Pro XL. The Galaxy's slightly heavier weight is definitely noticeable, although it features a matte finish, which some may prefer over the Pixel's glossy aluminium. I know I do. This duo also sport exceptional 6.8-inch QHD Plus displays with smooth 120Hz refresh rates and their OLED and LTPO. The Pixel 9 Pro XL does boast a brighter display reaching up to 3000 nits, ideal for those that crave those higher brightness levels, especially in specific lighting conditions. The Galaxy S24 Ultra display has a 2600 nit max brightness, but it includes that anti-reflective coating, which I think makes it easier to view in those bright conditions. And I think this one addition really seems inconsequential, but it makes the S24 Ultra screen the best on a smartphone. No glare means better viewing angles and an overall amazing experience, even if the uniform bezels on the Pixel 9 Pro XL screen are great in their own right, and that is also a similarly exceptional panel. Performance is by no means a close call across these duo though. The Pixel 9 Pro XL utilizes Google's Tensor G4 chipset, designed for AI and machine learning tasks, and it comes with a whopping 16GB of RAM. However, due to Tensor's AI allocation, the effective RAM is more or less similar between the two. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which was last year's greatest chip, and this easily delivers superior performance in benchmarks, gaming, and just about everything else, thanks to higher clock speeds and more CPU cores. Tensor G4 is okay, but the fact that it's nowhere near a flagship chip level means you might be disappointed. If you want to play games at the highest settings for a sustained period, a Pixel's just not going to be a great choice for you. That's not all though, as the Galaxy S24 Ultra also has way faster UFS 4.0 storage, and while the Pixel 9 Pro XL's UFS 3.1 storage is a few generations behind, I'm going to ask you, does that mean a lot? Well, it should, in theory, result in faster loading speeds and data transfer rates on your device. We haven't even touched on the S Pen yet, and I think this is a truly unique power tool that enables pixel-perfect penmanship for notes, annotations, precise selections, camera controls, and way more to boot. The Note series may be dead, but the Galaxy S24 Ultra keeps the tradition of the exceptional inbuilt accessory alive and kicking, and it's worth purchasing alone if you need this. So ordinarily you would put software differences on the Samsung and Pixel phones down to brains or brawn or clean and custom heavy. Some of those sentiments ring true, but the reality is that Google is banking on AI, while Samsung is leveraging both power and some AI enhancements. One UI 6.1 is still rolling out to devices as of this video going live, but it includes a whole host of Galaxy AI features that are very similar to the core Google AI suite on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. You can add content to your photos with sketch prompts, but I think Reimagine goes a step further on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, with accurate text inputs turning into realistic additions to your photos and images if you do want to put a different spin on your photos and extra media. Where the Pixel 9 Pro XL has the edge though is other apps like Pixel Screenshots, and as most Pixels would agree, the streamlined interface. One UI is full of changes and foibles that just help make it what it is. Google having the key to the kingdom means less fuss, but it also means less functionality out of the box. The benefit is that this means updates on day one, something that Samsung is a little slower when preparing and pushing out Android updates of its own. Sometimes the updates can take half a year before they appear on the latest flagship phone. Even so, Samsung is out actually matching Google's really impressive 7-year update pledge, so you'll have a device that is at least supported until 2031, no matter which side of the fence you do end up falling on. Looking at these camera systems of the Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Pixel 9 Pro XL, I do think it's hard to pick out a true winner. Google has opted to stick with a 50 megapixel main sensor and upgrade the 48 megapixel ultra wide and 50 megapixel 5x telephoto. Samsung has its huge 200 megapixel main sensor, 50 megapixel 5x telephoto, but an inferior 12 megapixel ultra wide. Google also has a habit of, or at least an over-reliance, on fixing it in post. For example, video boost and some of the AI functions that have been added in here. Some of the cool ones like Add Me are neat, but the former feature has been exacerbated, as I do think the Galaxy S24 Ultra really does smoke the Pixel in terms of videography modes and even pro controls. On-device 8K video recording is not possible on the Pixel, although you can record 8K. You just need to use Video Boost and have the video processed in the cloud, then you can download it at a later date. These camera systems, they definitely trade blows, but I think the Pixel can't match the zoom level, while the Samsung isn't as good as capturing moving subjects, and that's something Samsung phones have had a problem with for a while. Ultimately, the choice depends on your photography or videography preferences. That said, the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a tad more flexibility in every area if you do want or need that, but for point and shoot, the Pixel definitely is the one you should go for. So battery life and charging capabilities are also a key differentiator when comparing the 9 Pro XL and the S24 Ultra. The 9 Pro XL features a slightly larger, ever so slightly larger, 5060 mAh battery with up to 37 watt wired charging and 23 watt wireless charging on a compatible charging stand. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has faster 45 watt wired charging, but a slightly smaller, ever so slightly smaller, 5000 mAh battery. Wireless charging on this device is also capped at 15 watts, and an interesting and potentially frustrating negative here is that 0 to 100% takes over an hour on the S24 Ultra and the Pro XL. I do think that's slow by modern industry standards, especially as these are quite big batteries. Despite this annoyance, I do think both phones offer really comparable battery performance in real-world usage. The Snapdragon chip could have the edge thanks to that better overall efficiency than the Pixel Tensor chip. I think a day of intensive usage is going to be well within the reach of these phones though, without too many problems, and you can always top them up if you do need to. Which phone is the right one for you, and which is the better phone? Well, I think if you love a clean, streamlined Android experience, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is a really good phone. In terms of performance, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is in a really, it's almost a different weight category with more headroom than the Tensor G4 will ever be able to be capable of. Price is also a significant factor here that you need to tie in here. Galaxy S24 Ultra started at a hefty $1,299, but that does include an S Pen and 256 gigabytes of storage as standard, offering value for those who use these features. But now we're months on, you can get this phone a lot cheaper, and I have seen it very rarely drop as close as $1,000. The Pixel 9 Pro XL is newer, and that starts at a marginally cheaper $1,099, but that does include 128 gigabytes of storage on the base model, though upgrading it to 256 gigabytes does keep it under that Galaxy starting price anyway. As noted, both of these will have 7 years of software updates and security patches, so if you factor that in as well, it's not as expensive per year if you are planning to hang on at least for 3 to 4 years, which again, a lot of people are doing nowadays anyway. The thing is, these are expensive phones, and at least on paper, the Pixel lags behind the Samsung Galaxy quite substantially. By this point in time, it's clear that a Google Pixel though isn't just a sum of its parts. The better device for you heavily depends on what you value most. If AI features, a new design, and a slightly lower price do appeal to you, the Pixel 9 Pro XL might be your best bet. However, if you prioritize superior performance, a really versatile camera setup, and additional features like the S Pen, which shouldn't be understated, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is, without a doubt, the better buy. Even so, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is, as I say, more than a sum of its parts, and I am loving using it alongside the S24 Ultra. Let me know what you think about this duo down in the comment sections below. Do you think the S24 Ultra is the best phone of these two, or do you think it's Pixel 9 Pro XL? Let me know. And thanks again to our channel members on screen now. Complete Ultra legends if you ask me, but until next time, I will speak to you later.